When it comes to the sticky issue of trade with the United States, some Mexican officials believe one of their strongest negotiating points comes in the form of corn. In 2015 alone, Mexican purchases of corn from U.S. farmers were valued at nearly $2.5 billion. A proposal this week in Mexico's Senate would require Mexico to begin purchasing corn from Argentina and Brazil, something those countries would like to do.
In this moment,
the idea comes from Mexican Senator Armando Rios Peter. He says it's a message aimed directly at U.S. corn farmers who voted for Donald Trump.
They are
the Midwestern U.S. states that are now intensely red, the ones that supported Trump. This is a sort of signal to those voters. Those grain producers and farmers that are attacking Mexico will have consequences in the pocketbook.
The senator's proposal is still a long way from becoming a law. First, it must pass the Mexican Senate and then go before the lower house of Congress. But it does show that Mexico does have some strong cards of its own it can play when it comes to negotiating trade issues with the Trump administration. Regional security is yet another issue that gives Mexico some political leverage with Washington. Mexico receives U.S. financing to fight drug violence, but Mexico's economy minister says his country could step back from providing security cooperation. In recent years, Mexico has also increased its cooperation with the United States in efforts to curb undocumented immigration from Central America. Speaking to Canada's Daily, The Globe and Mail, Mexico's economy minister implied that Mexico could pull back its important cooperation on both these critical issues if the Trump administration pursues a trade war with Mexico.
Not a new market,
Enrique Cardenas directs a Mexico City think tank that analyzes bilateral relations between the U.S. and Mexico.
Mexico does not have a lot of negotiating space because the power balance favors the United States. Still, we have very specific leverage points, such as security and immigration, that touch deep nerves in the United States.
Mexican officials are making these key leverage points public just ahead of high-level meetings with U.S. officials later this week, when both nations discuss, among other things, bilateral trade valued at more than $500 billion a year. Franc, Contreras, CGTN, Mexico City.